Okay, so last year there were taken many people to Africa from Eastern Europe, 3,000 women and 500 children. It was very bad that happened there. They had a business, pedophilia, using children for sex labor and all sort. They had also technique, some at least, or one that I know, I heard. He made the child pay him for sexual activity, sexual pleasure. This I already talked about, but what is really bad is that one boy who paid, who actually didn't pay because it was in the contract to make it look like he paid for it, so that guy gets no hit on himself if someone comes and snooping around. But in that moment something very bad happened. When that boy paid with his coin, he sort of paid to give away his spiritual growth, his spiritual power. And that moment, that man, that African, had a spiritual moment too, stealing from that kid. The energy of life, also called the Kundalini in Sanskrit language. And while he was having that, the beings from afar who don't know English, who don't know what we are doing here, he didn't know about the trick about this to hide, to give a coin in order to give sexual pleasure, when actually it's the opposite. So they thought this guy, this boy, spiritual boy, he gave his spiritual growth for a sexual pleasure. Not only he gave it, but he also paid for it. Because of this, the spiritual of white race went to Africans, the spiritual evolution. With this, he became very evil, that man. He was influenced by Finnish metalists, death metalists. We know they work with forces, not so Christian forces. And after that, this guy from Africa and one metallist from Sweden, they worked together on doing something to the children, to mutilate children, to hurt them, to rape and kill them. And they said, because they got the Kundalini in that moment, they set the world trend. So a metallist and an African, very bad one, African, they set the trend to hurt people, to bring destruction on earth, to bring mean, evil things. And it is very bad because people worldwide try to do something about it. Many parents kill their own children in order not to be but maybe probably influenced by this world trend setter, when only mean, evil things were in his mind, probably on the back of his mind, I don't know. So the parents chose to kill their own children, dispose of their own children. And there were some who wanted to join in, and they didn't have no children, so they bought children somehow and had them filmed and viewed on camera on websites like the infamous one, we started DER. On that website there were posted many stories about how children are hurt, raped, mutilated and ultimately killed. But I want to know with what right the beings from afar could be so stupid in order to not understand that that boy didn't pay to have a sexual moment with that man. It was in the script. He was kidnapped from his motherland, like that song, brought to Africa to pay for his kunda. What is this? Very, very bad. Very bad what happened.